Okay, guys, I'm going to briefly explain how to answer a couple of my investment unit questions and how to format the answers in Google Sheets. So it's kind of explaining the math and also explaining how you can use Google Sheets to figure this stuff out. Okay, so the first questions, I had a lot of students say they had trouble with this one. It says Mr. Ebel put $2,500 into a TFSA on January 1st, 2012. Every year after that, on January 1st, he put in an additional $2,500. Every year, his investment grew 5%. So how much did Mr. Ebel have in his account at the end of 2020? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, which is very easy, is just put the year range in. So we know I started in 2012, I ended in 2020. So that's the easy part. Then we also need to format the columns. And a lot of the times of just knowing how to do this will kind of guide you along with the problem. So obviously the year right here, the amount I invested in, which is $2,500 at the beginning of every year. And then the investment money after a 5% gain. And this is where everybody had trouble with. A lot of people tried to just do 2,500 times the amount of years and then do 5% after that. But if you read carefully, it says every year his investment grew 5%. So we need to figure out how to add that every year. And this can be very complicated. I know most adults probably don't even know how to do this. So don't get too down on yourself. And once I explain this one, the next couple questions should be pretty easy. So we know that I put $2,500 in. That's the easy part. That's how much I invested at the beginning of 2012. After a 5% gain, you can figure out how much that is, obviously with the calculator or just doing the math on paper. But if we do 2,500, or sorry, let's do equals B2. So it takes from this actual column. And then I'm going to multiply by 1.05. The 0.05 being the 5% I made, and then I multiply by 1.05 because that will give me the 2,500 plus the 5%. And when I hit enter, that's how much money I made after the first year. Okay, so this minus this, so I made $125. Now the hard part after this, where other people got confused, was I need to take this right here, and I need to start in 2013, and I need to take this amount, C2, because that's how much money I had at the end of 2012. So that means that that's how much money I have at the beginning of 2013. But remember, I'm adding another $2,500 in. Okay, so I'm going to say plus 2,500, and then that takes me to $5,125 at the beginning of 2013. Okay, so that is the amount I had at the end of 2012 plus the new 2,500 I put in. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. And you can drag the column down to just copy the formula, but just to show you guys the actual math again, I'm going to put equals. I'm going to take this amount for B3, 5125, and then I'm also going to multiply by 1.05, and that gets me to $5,381.25. Okay, now that you guys get the idea, I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to put that. And again, I'm adding 2,500. I take the amount from the previous column at the end, add it to the 2,500 that I'm putting at the beginning of every year, and there's $7,881.25. I'm going to drag this down now because I know the math. And now look at this. All the formulas should be copied now because we've put in a few cells. I'm going to drag all the way down. It says 0 because I haven't done these ones, but as soon as I drag this down, there, all your answers are there. Okay, so it does the work for you. You only really need to type in the first few cells and then you are good to go. So right now I can see that this is the 5% after the initial investment at the beginning of every year. It looks like it all correlates, so that's good to go. And that is how you do that question.